This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
Canine Crew, it's time to just sell the damn thing. Doberman Dan is revealing his contrarian formula for getting a rush of new customers, building your business faster, and making the highest possible profits. Go to justsellthedamnthing.com to get your copy today.
Prepare yourself for the uncensored, nothing held back, no BS reality of how business and life really work. Doberman Dan is off the chain.
Jonathan, you're douchey.
It took you 3 years working together and you're just now realizing this?
I'm just repeating what someone else apparently said about you. You're going through an interesting thing on Facebook. You're dealing with the people in the stands throwing fruit at the warrior in the arena. All this. We talked about what Nate Rifkin dealt with as a result of his personal ad. You've been going through an interesting experience on Facebook.
You know, it's tough for me, Dan, because I felt like singing Taylor Swift. The hater's going to hate. The player's going to play. But then you talk to me about being a warrior and people throwing fruit at me. And I feel like I got to take this up a level for the Knights.
Yeah, I like that. I like that word picture better, I think. Although Taylor Swift, there's a lot of truth in what Taylor Swift says, though.
Yeah. You know what? I feel, and I'm going to give you credit for this, Dan, because it was either on one of these shows or in one of our private conversations or in a mastermind. But you told me once, if your stomach doesn't turn just a little bit before you send something out, then maybe you're not pushing hard enough. And so my stomach turned when I wrote this ad. I call it my Gary V ad. And I felt like, man, this could just fuck up my whole life. So I'm going to hit send on this one because Doberman Dan told me to, and I want to be a warrior.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very polarizing ad, and it's running on Facebook where, there's a lot of these snowflakes roaming around. And I'm getting my first taste of real, true hate, like foaming at the mouth, gnashing teeth, being called douchey. All this stuff is happening now. And I'm sorry to say I find it funny.
Well, it is kind of funny, especially I think if you were to investigate it, you would find that it's splitting your crowd down the middle, maybe not the middle, since, we both market to a very small niche, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's repelling people who are not your ideal prospects, I think is what you'd find. The ones who are all pissed off are people who don't qualify anyway to do business with you.
Bro, don't qualify is an understatement. Like, don't know how to read? I would say more like that. Like, if you actually read the ad, I had Cupcake look at it and I'm like, am I just so fucked up here? And she's like, oh, why are these people so angry? You're just comparing this and that. And you're saying you don't like this. You're just staking your spot. But these people are so mad at you. Why are they? Maybe you should take the ad down. Now she starts going into the whole thing like, maybe this is a bad idea. And I'm like, fuck. Now I know I got to keep doing it. If it's making Cupcake uncomfortable, I'm upping my budget.
Well, it's also bringing you the other end of the spectrum, though, right? Bring you highly qualified people.
Yeah, it's, and the thing is with any kind of advertisement campaign, there's tweaking to be done. But what I can tell you is that I have been running ads for years, on and off, and trying different stuff. And this is the first time where I've had like a 10 relevance score and just regular leads. I up the budgets, I get more leads. I open new audiences, I get more leads. It's like the only ad that has ever worked in the history of all my ads, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow. So this was a good decision.
It, put hair on my chest. I'm turning 40. It's about time. Yeah,
Well,
Dan,
what I found interesting about it, I knew it was going to be polarizing when I saw it, but I knew it would bring the critics out of the woodwork. But I have yet, in 30 years, I've yet to see a critic do anything productive or create any kind of true values, because someone who builds. someone who destroys, and a critic destroys. And we got into some of the possible weird, screwed up psychological reasons why someone will want to do that when we talked with Nate Rifkin a couple weeks back. But I just knew, the people who would react virulently to this certainly are not your prospects, and highly unlikely that they're even an entrepreneur.
Huh. I feel like you're setting me up here. So what Dan is alluding to here is that one of the people that called me douchey, like both Cupcake and I were like, good God, I got called douchey. This is awesome. Like, this is extreme here. But this person, had the time to comment on Facebook and tell me that the ad didn't bother them. And what bothered them was my attitude. Like, I have this attitude with the people who are spewing hate where I won't validate their hate. Like, they're like, you're such a hater and you suck at life and I hope you die and all that stuff. And I'm like, LOLs, thanks, go grind, bro. Like, that's my answer to these people. What am I supposed to do? There's nothing on earth that I'm ever going to do to change them, but I'm going to let that shed off my back, right? Just let it go. What else can I do with that? There's nothing to do. But one person who is like, oh, I hate you. This ad is douchey. Actually, she said my comments were douchey, not my ad. And she's like, I was looking at your service, but I'll never, ever. Oh, and I already gave it away. It's a she. So I'm screwing that up too. But I'll never, ever use your service. And Cupcake looks at the name and she's like, that name sounds familiar. I go and start looking at the person's profile. I realize she works for somebody that is one of my clients. So she is the help. The hired help is commenting on never using my service. Well, you're probably not qualified. I don't know. I don't tend to deal with the help. So, that's just my thing.
Yeah. Interesting. But her boss is using your service.
Her boss, the one that pays her, right, is using my service, has been using my service forever. Like, there's Ben Settle, there's Doberman Dan, and then there's the first client I got outside of the people I love that was like a client. And this person's been with me for years. So douchey or not, I'm getting paid.
So you were criticized because your comments are douchey and your comments won't respond to the hate. So I'm really fascinated by this troll mindset. What is the goal with the trolls on Facebook? Is it to drag you down to their level so you get in a pissing contest with them? And when you don't, they're even more pissed off?
Yeah. So and look, I think Nate was much smarter on this topic. Like the talk that you guys started to have about that, I think could have been a whole other show. And it was really deep. But the way I see it is people on social media love to see, let's just call it Facebook. People on Facebook want to see the little red light. They want to see that interactions going on. They want to see engagement because they get that hit. Like they love it. It's a high, that engagement. So they need to be engaged at all costs. And when you are like, haha, LOL, great, whatever, you're not engaging them. You're not validating them. And that's exactly the point to it, Dan, is like, why would I validate your stupid fucking comment? You're stupid. I can't come down to your level. I'm sorry, but I'm just not your dude. Go hate someone else that'll engage with you.
That's an interesting viewpoint because this Facebook thing, which I just don't do, and I don't do it mainly for the reason because, I used to work a lot of time and spent a lot of time working narcotics when I was a cop. And I have yet to meet a weekend or casual heroin user. You don't see somebody's got a successful life during the week and yes, I'm a recreational heroin user. Now, if they're saying that, they're lying, or they initially started out thinking they could be a recreational heroin loser. And then, of course, they lose it all and they're living under a bridge and eating out of dumpsters and hustling to get money together for their heroin habit. So, but the powers that be have engineered your smartphone and many apps and Facebook especially to be as addictive as far as your brain chemistry is concerned, as addictive as heroin. I mean, these people took a clue from the tobacco industry when the tobacco industry figured out, hey, you know what? We can use tobacco as a delivery mechanism for nicotine, one of the most addictive drugs in the world. and we'll just use our product as the delivery mechanism. And then we've got them hooked for life, customers for life. So the Facebook people took that as inspiration, and now they have taken it to another level, because the tobacco companies, they just wanted your lungs and your health. And Facebook wants your very soul. So I don't get on Facebook. And I think what you brought up, like the interaction, someone responding to you, somebody talking about you on Facebook, triggers all those same centers in your cranium, in your kooky cranium, is my negative reviewer on Amazon on my Just Sell the Damn Thing book said. He can't possibly talk that way. I do talk that way, asshole. In your kooky cranium, it triggers all the exact same reactions as any kind of addictive drug. So maybe you're depriving them of their fix.
Yeah, I won't give them a hit. I will not. I mean, here's all right. So we're going to go. This is going to get me in trouble, but.
Oh, good. Let's talk about this.
But I love the Off the Chain crew, and I love Doberman Dan, so we're gonna have some exclusive time here. How many fucking people on Facebook actually have a life? Like, they go on Facebook, they announce shit, and they need likes and comments to feel validated. And that, in reality, is their life. That is their validation. That is where they go to vent. That's where they go to get healing. That's where they go to do all this shit that us normal people handle out in our own, and we don't put out there in public. And that's what I think is going on here, is like, there's so many users on Facebook. So there's no doubt there's a lot of us, people that are normal, that get it. But we're much quieter than the crazy person that needs to be validated by their Facebook friends. So they need likes and comments. And that's what's happening here, is we are breeding a world of people that need validation with a thumbs up.
Well, yeah. And I can't see how they could possibly have a life. I mean, they've probably got a job, because I'm assuming they sleep indoors and eat regularly, and that takes some money. So, and the lowest barrier to entry to an income is a job. So they probably have that, which they're probably robbing their employer by being on Facebook posting that stuff. But
right.
I don't listen. I am not the most anal person at organizing my time. Not anything like somebody like Dan Kennedy, but I'm doing a lot of stuff, man. And, business projects, personal projects, I got clients. I have my own business. I just came out with a new book. I write a monthly newsletter. I do this podcast. I'm always looking at starting a new business or doing some sort of joint venture deal with somebody. I'm working on my second CD. Wow. And I'm married too, and there has to be some time dedicated to the family. I simply, even if I wanted to, I don't have time to go screw off on Facebook. And the few short amounts of time that I have that are for recreation are for exactly that, recreation, and, trying to unplug my busy brain and spending time with my family. So I think the simple fact that somebody is posting a lot on Facebook just confirms it's impossible that they can be creating anything of value other than having a job. Not saying that having a job isn't creating value, but I'm saying they ain't exactly setting the world on fire if they can share all that stuff on that Flakebook thing.
Yeah, their contribution to the world's so minimal. It's sad, but it's true, right? This is all you got. Look, let me read some of this to you so our listeners have some fun with us. So here's one comment. You know how big Gary Vee is? You had to use him to get people to look at your information. Very good information. Just a shitty way to get people to look at it by being a hater. I didn't hate on anybody. Right? LOL. Okay. So we've got like nested comments, people commenting on other people's comments, commenting, like it's that much shit going on. So here's a guy commenting on him, right? LOL. And he paid money to get people's attention off Gary's back. Why create an ad off hating? This fool needs to shut his damn mouth. Bro, is that not hate? Like, am I Wow. I paid money. Right. So I put my ass out there. I put my money out there. I put my reputation out there. I did something. But I need to shut my damn mouth because I'm hating. I didn't hate on anybody. I just made a point. And if that's hate, then...
To put this in the proper frame of reference, Would you mind sharing what your ad actually says?
All right, now we're gonna find out if I'm a hater, right? I was trying to avoid this. So here's the hater part. I know this is the hater part. So it's got a picture of Gary Vee making a stupid face, and it's blurred out, so most people can't tell it's him. And I did that on purpose, right? And so it says, "Don't be like Gary. Write a book. Hustle your face off. Grind. Live in hotels and airports. Give talks at conferences. Grind some more. Be away from your family 6 days per week. Miss your kids growing up. Forget what it's like to be home. Grind. Say you're doing it for your family when you really know you just love the attention." And then it goes on to, if you love to grind your face off while being away from your family, then you can do things the old way. But if you're looking for a better way, you can reach millions of people to attract your ideal clients and make a bigger impact without leaving the comfort of your office. You need to get serious about sound. And this is in quotes because this is a quote from Gary Vee. You need to get serious about sound. That's Gary Vaynerchuk, the keynote at ClickFunnels. And then it's click the image below to find out how you can start using the sound of your voice to get more high value clients. So I don't know. There's some, I guess, don't be like Gary is what makes it the hateful part.
I don't pick up any hate from that. I mean, all those things he has said numerous times on his own podcasts and videos and in his keynote presentations. That's his whole platform, the grind your face off thing. So yeah. I'm not picking up hate from that.
That's it. And it was just a position of, that's one way to do it. That's not my way. My way, I'm calling my way a better way. And my way is only a better way for people who want to be home, who want to be with their families, who don't want to live in airports and all that stuff. So here's a better way for you people that don't like the grind.
Well, I think that's great positioning, and it did exactly what it's supposed to do.
Bro, this is the whole thing. Like, I used your just sell the damn thing. I actually wrote a sales letter around my podcasting services based on this positioning. Like, that's the old way. This is the new way. You don't have to go out there. You can just sit and talk to Joe Nation for, a half an hour and reach thousands or hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, it's interesting. And it sparks that interesting conversation. Like, first of all, how anybody has any time to do any of that stuff on Facebook is beyond me. Again, the only conclusion I can come to is they ain't got much going on in their lives. And then, it's interesting that those who respond negatively, the critics, are people that you wanted to repel anyway.
Look, it's a soapbox. It really is. And I feel bad for people that this is their only outlet. Like, I know you don't use Facebook at all. I use Facebook as a marketer. That's my main use of Facebook. So I have to get my message out there, and I know people are there. But for some people, this is really their life, this whole thing. And that's why I think they take it so seriously, because they have nothing else going on. And, that's sad. That's sad for them. Not so much for us.
It is really sad. And I've discovered, in spite of the multitude of pictures posted and in live chats and all these things with all these happy, smiling, shiny people that it appears that their lives are just one laugh fest after another. I've discovered that the amount a person posts on Facebook is inversely related to their happiness. So the harder they work trying to post things, convincing you that their life is wonderful, the more miserable they are. And maybe they're so damn miserable because they're not doing a single thing worthy of note with their lives, because their Facebook posts when they die will certainly not be their legacy. God help them if that's their legacy. Their legacy actually will be all their earthly possessions piled up in a garage, which, if sold, might amount to, at the most, $2,000 worth of stuff. And at the funeral, the only honest thing we can say about them is, here lies Joe Blow. He lived, he consumed, he made lots of hateful posts on Facebook, he died.
Boom. I think we should end it right there.
Wait a minute. I left something out of that last part. Yada, yada. I made lots of hateful Facebook posts. He died. Now listen closely. That was me dropping the mic.
Oh, that's what we needed. The mic drop. Yes, sir. So another Off the Chain show is in the can. Thank you for letting me talk about this, Dan. We'll be back in your earbuds next time. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Canine Crew got a special treat for you, what we are affectionately referring to as the Off the Chain Hotline. Tell us you love us, tell us you hate us, ask questions. We don't care, just call 321-424-6043 and give us a piece of your mind.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.